after the attack, to condemn in the strongest terms.
Is Osama a common name in the Arab community?
The name is one of the names of the lions in Arabic.
How have you experienced
a voice that does not waver or buckle under pressure?
In the Dearborn, Michigan area.
This is receiving phone calls, threatening phone calls. My staff were scared.
American news. How do you think this is playing in the Arab world?
Well, it's playing in the Arab world like it's playing all over the world. Osama bin Laden has no love in the Arab world or in the Muslim world.
And do you believe that he should be the continuing, ongoing leader of the Palestinian people, and that the Israelis ought to get off his back and withdraw their tanks? And then what would happen?
I do not think that we should select the Palestinian leader. I think the Palestinian people should select. And he is the only one right now that has the command and that has the integrity to sign a peace agreement with the Israelis.
كان رئيس والإدارة الأمريكية واللوبي الإسرائيلي واليمين الأمريكي المتطرف الذي يضغط بكل قوته على الرئيس الأمريكي يريد شيئين. أولاً إضعاف السلطة الفلسطينية.
The spiritual leader of Hamas was quoted yesterday in an Arab newspaper as saying that the suicide bombings will not stop. Boy, that's the absolute worst thing you want to hear in a situation like this, because there's at least a window of opportunity, and if something like that were to happen, boy, you almost know that the Israelis are going to be going into Gaza, and that would blow things up certainly to where they were before, if not worse. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Siblani?
I agree with you, but I think the extremism is on both sides. I think you would...
Newspaper publisher Osama Siblani rallied his community to vote for then-Governor George W. Bush. He now feels betrayed and harassed.
Harassments in what way? Patriot Act. Arresting people, stashing them in jail for month and month. We're doing exactly what Osama bin Laden and his bunch of criminals failed to do.
And some 1,200 were rounded up by the Department of Justice after 9/11.
He publishes the Arab American News. He's head of the local Arab American Political Action Committee.
We were shocked when after September 11 that he unleashed John Ashcroft, his Attorney General, to capture and put in jail people without trial.
The former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, on the domestic politics driving America's support for Israel.
The President of the United States has been silent about the Middle East because of the pressure that's been applied on him from Capitol Hill and from the pro-Israeli lobby and from the extreme right-wing conservative in his party.
George W. Bush versus Saddam Hussein.
A voice that held government accountable.
President Bush, when he was running for president in 2000, I met with him at the Hilton Hotel in May. And I had a supporter of his? Yes, and I had a conversation with him then. At that particular time, he said, quote, "We have to take him out," unquote.
A free voice that respects government without fear.
No judge in the country that would give police a warrant for a preemptive raid to stop what he might do in the future. How can we live by one standard here and enforce another one on the world?
Well, I think the evidence is pretty clear.
Do you think that Saddam is a villain?
Is a villain?
Yes.
Well, my opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah, it matters to me, Mr. Siblani. I really want to know. Do you think he's a villain or no?
Well, I think that he is a bad guy. I do not believe that Saddam Hussein is a champion of human rights. I don't believe that he is a democratic leader. He's a dictator, and let's just say he's a dictator. I do not want to go further than that.
Right. He's not a credit to the Arab world. All right. Would that be fair?
Oh, I would be ashamed of most of the leaders of the Arab world. I mean, that's something that's given. That's why most of the Arabs and Muslims are here because of the situation in the Middle East that has been inflicted by those dictators.
We appreciate your honesty on that. Because the basic crux
of the voice that said differences don't need to divide us.
Wait, Mr. Siblani. And it's easier to remove him than it is to remove the Korean government right now. So they're going to knock out Hussein, and then they'll deal with the Koreans. So I'm going to give you the last word.
It's dealing with an 800-pound gorilla, you know, and that's what you're saying. We're intimidated by the North Korean, while we're not intimidated by the Iraqis.
Well, I don't know about intimidated, but it's easier to...
Bill, can I say one thing?
Real quick.
Let me tell you, if Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, we will not be dealing with them the way we're dealing with them. We will be dealing with them exactly the way we're dealing with North Korea.
This is Greenfield Manor.
a voice for freedom.
That Palestine will rise.
Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat is due to arrive in Egypt later today.
WWJ. CBS with more on the death of Yasser Arafat.
We are mourning a friend, a leader, a champion,
as a hero,
a person that we believe in, a person that has given all his life for a just cause. And we are going to give him the day. We're going to give him the moment that he deserves from us.
In Dearborn, Karen Dinkins, WWJ News Radio 950.
Last word just a minute, because let me ask you this though, because
I am a realistic, and I would think that if there is a partner on the side of the Israelis, we will have peace.
A consistent voice for 20 years, a voice for Arab Americans. We pay a special tribute to our small army of staff and thank them for their hard work over the years. The Arab American News would never have seen the light of day without their dedication.